My name is Kevin Hicks. Today, I will talk about language equity and interpreting. What does it mean to be a qualified interpreter? How to become a certified interpreter? A qualified interpreter is a person that is highly skilled in interpreting what people say in a different language. A certified interpreter is a person who has completed the requirements for a job in the government and professional workplace. There are requirements to be a medical certified interpreter in Texas. The requirements are a GED diploma, the equivalent, proficient knowledge of English and another language for cultural purposes, and a minimum of 40 hours of training. However, there are no requirements for a certified interpreter in Texas. CCHI stands for Certification Commission for Healthcare Interpreters. It is an organization that helps identify certified interpreters for healthcare. It also partakes in national, regional, nonprofit interpreting associations, language companies, community-based organizations, educational institutions, hospitals, health systems, healthcare providers, and advocates for individuals with LEP. CCHI is governed by volunteer commissioners who represent various stakeholders of the healthcare interpreting industry. Their purpose is to offer their online resources which will help healthcare interpreters improve their understanding and techniques, including bilingual glossaries. CCHI offers two certifications. The certifications are Core Certification Healthcare Interpreter and Certified Healthcare Interpreter. Core CHI is a certification where medical interpreters understand any language in important subjects which are vital healthcare, safety protocols, and universal precautions. It gives a test that has 100 questions in which will base off the knowledge of what medical interpreters know. It is a minor requirement for any interpreter in healthcare. If a person has not been certified to Core CHI, their knowledge and skills for bilingualism are not verified. CHI is a certification where interpreters are being examined to see if they are highly skilled. The test is an oral performance which involves a number of photos that test how much they know about consecutive and simultaneous interpretation and sight translation. It is relevant that interpreters are being tested for simultaneous interpretation because it is utilized in emergency care, mental health settings, and emotionally charged situations. The exam can also be in Arabic, Mandarin, and Spanish. Kansas requirement for medical interpreters. There are no requirements to be a certified interpreter in Kansas. However, there are requirements to be a certified interpreter in Missouri. The requirements are that the applicant has to be 18 or older. They have to complete a minimum of 30 hours from an accredited college or university before taking the written test of English proficiency. They have to earn an associate's degree and or a minimum of 60 credit hours from an accredited college or university before taking the performance examination. Statistics of interpreting services. 2012 had the highest rate of employment for interpretation and translation. The rate of employment for interpretation and translation diminished by 11.43% in 2021. USD 259 interpreting. Sign language interpreters are needed when kids in school have the inability to hear. It is a service that must be included in IEP meetings. The student's IEP must also have sign language interpreters available for clubs and activities. IDEA stands for Individuals with Disabilities Education Act. It offers federal mandated services. Other services that are offered in the individual plan are sign language facilitators and oral language facilitators. The services are provided in classrooms, labs, gyms, fields, stages, and shops. Education interpreters need to be specialized in vocabulary, abstract thinking, and have a good understanding of the developmental arrangements from pre-K to 12th grade. Students that are deaf or hard of hearing need accommodations to sit in front of the classroom and have an interpreter present by sign language. Employees and parents that are deaf or hard of hearing need an interpreter present to give information during IEP meetings by interpreting. Medical interpreting. A medical interpreter is a person who is specialized in interpreting for people who do not speak English to doctors, nurses, and other medical occupations. They can work as a business owner independently or partake in medical facility or interpreting agency. They check to see if the patients are receiving good quality and support for their mother tongue. They also assure that the sick patients will get the help that they need properly. Medical interpreters specialize in emergency rooms and medical health clinics. They need to be highly skilled and to correctly interpret all important details being said by patients and providers. They record information about health issues, background information of patients, and medical and surgical operations. They also need a very good work ethic with medical vocabulary and knowledge in 2 different languages. Medical interpreters serve as liaisons to the patient and medical employees. It is very hard to have information to be correctly interpreted, even if the patient has family members that are bilingual. If the information about a patient is not interpreted correctly, it is a sign of medical malpractice. Court interpreting. A court interpreter is a person that interprets what other people say in a courthouse. They need to have high skills in interpreting, be fully proficient in English and another language, and interpret every word that is said by lawyers, judges, and witnesses. They also help people in court get involved and have a better understanding of what is being said. There are 3 types of interpreting services in court. The services are simultaneous interpreting, consecutive interpreting, and virtual remote interpreting. Simultaneous interpreting is a process of the interpreter and another person speaking at the same time. In court, it is used for the jury, arraignments, and actions. It is more preferred for the judges and lawyers in the courtroom. Consecutive interpreting is a process of the interpreter listening to what the other person is saying. In court, it is used for a person that is in the witness stand or an interview with an attorney has no knowledge of English. The interpreter has to be skilled in remembering what is being said and correctly interpret the message word for word. Virtual remote interpreting is the process of the interpreter operating on the phone or a video conference. In court, when technology is used, the interpreter has the whole view of the courtroom and ability to hear the audio consecutively, simultaneously, and privately. Why is it a problem to not have an interpreter? If there are no interpreting services in clinics, it is a disservice to the patients. It also puts the patients in grave danger because hospitals in the US do not have interpreting services. It will be very hard to communicate and give information, data, and important details if there is no one around to help interpret what is being said in professional workplaces. Here are my references. Thank you very much.